Hello, Guardians. It is Ebontis here, and today we get kind of a rare look behind the scenes with the Destiny 2 developer updates. We've had these from Luke Smith before. We've had some kind of behind the scenes looks in TWABs. Rarely do we get one of these bigger articles, and this one is actually coming from Joe Blackburn. He's the assistant game director on Destiny 2. And a couple things that he touches on, what we get to look forward to in the future, acknowledgement of how Beyond Light has kind of been so far with respect to a couple of things, and also some promises for what we can look for in future seasons, future expansions, and some teases of stuff coming up this year. So to start, we basically get, I'm not going to read this verbatim for you guys. You can do that if you want to. The link will be in the description below. But basically, they're kind of acknowledging what it's like, what the infusion caps, what sunsetting is doing to the game, and part of it is the challenge of having enough to have enough weapons to use. I'm literally sitting there right now going through Master Lost sectors looking for a specific scout rifle that needs to be void, and there's like one option, and then it's literally the one from this season, and it's getting to be a thing. So sunsetting would be a great thing if they have a lot of stuff that goes with it. Like every new season, you get a bunch of new weapons, lots of different options to pick from, as opposed to, hey, we lost 75% of our loadout options and we don't have that many new things to fill the gaps that we lost. Like, there's not a great weapon right now for certain categories. Do I need a void bow? Hope not. Do I need a solar bow? If you go in the raid for Last Wish, maybe. Like, there's specific weapon categories that are lacking, and as I said, it's starting to show its head. So, a couple things they state. I'm not going to go through all this in verbatim. Big ones they say, the initial reward pool with this release was just too small. And they're talking about Beyond Light. That includes the raid, Europa, and even some of the stuff on Cosmodrome, but this release was just too small. To actually see that acknowledged by a developer, that's actually kind of cool, but also enlightening that they see it as well. The rewards were just too small. They took away like 75% of our weapons and they brought back a few in each, like a couple in each category, maybe. Like, we have some old stuff because currently we're in season 12. Right now, Beyond Light is season 12. So you can use, even in high level activity, the raids, master, lost sectors, whatever it may be, you can use stuff from season 11, 10, and 9. So you can use Season of Dawn, Season of Worthy, Season of Arrivals. You can use that gear. But also, if you're getting something from Season of Dawn, and it's literally going to be sunset in 2.5 months, whatever that time frame is, doesn't really feel that great when you're like, hey, this thing literally can't be infused any higher than this season that it's in right now. So they've done some changes to the weight of weapons, how they drop. The newer the weapon, like how recent it has been introduced into the game, the more frequent it will drop. The older the weapon, the harder it is going to be to come by, and they've got some specific changes to that. But this was the big shift in sunsetting. We lost 4 planets. We lost 7 strikes. We lost a lot of Crucible maps. We lost 2 Gambit maps. So we also lost a crap ton of weapons when it comes to the in-game, whether it be high-end dungeon, which we are getting prophecy back today, which I'll mention here in a bit, raids, and then also the Master and Legend Lost sectors. Any in-game Grandmaster Nightfalls, all that stuff. We do not have nearly as many options as we used to, and Beyond Light did not bring enough to the loot pool to help balance that out. They flat out agree. So you're not alone. Bungie actually sees this, and the assistant game director agrees. Another piece for especially a lot of new players, they say it's frustrating to be playing Destiny and see another player using a weapon that is no longer obtainable. Fellwinter's Lie is a prime example. It's a shotgun from a quest in Season of Worthy. Cool quest you don't get to experience anymore. Sad, but what can you do about that? But it's also a very powerful Crucible weapon that literally has one of the highest special weapon amount of kills accumulated, and no one can get it. If you didn't already have it, you can't get it back. So that's an issue. They are working on addressing that stuff as well. Now, on the other side of that equation, they have some promises that they're going to make. Some are going to be a lot longer to deliver, but from here going forward, they want to make sure that, these promises are what they're going to say. I say promise, you can read it as you will. Commitment, big commitment, pretty close. With each season in year 4, so season 13, season 14, and season 15, Destiny 2 will grow the overall power ecosystem for weapons. Now, power ecosystem, I imagine, is just like the slew of all the weapons you can pick from. That being said, when Season of Dawn goes away, we're losing weapons with that. We better be getting, if more, if not at least the same, but they said it will grow. So they're going to be introducing, hopefully, more weapons each season than the amount that we are losing, and that's crucial. Especially with annual expansions, that's even harder to do, so it's crucial that they cover that. With very few exceptions, all weapons you can take to the power cap should still be earnable in-game. Couple exceptions are things like holiday weapons. They've mentioned those, not a big deal. There's very few of those, so most. Future annual releases, so picture Witch Queen in end of 2021, Lightfall in the end of 2022, guessing by dates, but that's approximate for now. They say future annual releases will contain more new weapons to collect than Beyond Light or Shadowkeep. Beyond Light or Shadowkeep did not have as much as a lot of people would like. It's a big looter shooter. If you get like one of each category in an annual expansion, it's kind of a bummer. Maybe two. There should be more, and that's good that they acknowledge that. So those are the commitments that they make. Now, there's a lot that they go through and talking about growing the power ecosystem, what they're going to be doing. Quick recap, just so you guys can get a feel for it. Season 13 is when a lot of things are going to be changing, and that is next season. So whenever this season ends, sometime in February, I don't know the exact date off the top of my head, season 13 is going to be doing a few things. One, 6 new legendary weapons for our ritual activities, 2 for strikes, 2 for Crucible, and 2 for Gambit are coming in the season. So actually adding loot to the basic playlists just in a seasonal piece, that's a good thing, just more loot in general. Said they're also going to be adding 3 unique weapons. They're from Destiny 1 if you didn't play, so they're new to some people, new to Destiny 2 either way. And those are going to be coming to Nightfall strikes. So you can earn those. It's the Palindrome, the Swarm, and Shadow Price. Shadow Price, I'm pretty sure, is an auto rifle. Palindrome is a hand cannon. Swarm, I honestly can't remember, but I think that's a grenade launcher. But they're just unique to Nightfall strikes. So again, you go run a Nightfall, you can get something different. Still cool. The other piece is they did acknowledge if you're brave enough to take on Grandmasters, you'll also be able to earn adept versions of these weapons. We still haven't seen adepts in Trials because Trials has been off. Hopefully, when that comes back in a couple of weeks, we'll get to see what adepts actually feel like. But again, I kind of have my reservations in check with regards to adept weapons from Nightfalls. If I get a auto rifle that has slightly more stability for killing myself on a Grandmaster, I don't know if I'm going to love that or not. I guess we'll just have to see how those feel. So again, my expectations are just held pretty low for that one. But unique Grandmaster Nightfall, adept weapons coming, Nightfall strikes, and hopefully again, season 13 adds that. We need to continue to have that addition to keep that flowing. So hopefully this is just the start of something good. Now, the other piece they mention is keeping current. And this one basically said the weapon loot pool was shifted around a little bit. At the same time, they don't want to clog the reward system with stuff that's going to exit. So as they said, when it comes to the current season loot pool plus the 2 previous loot pools, those are going to be in the world loot pool. What do I mean? If I go run out and I pick up an engram, I can get the following. So season 12, which is what we're in, and then season 11 and season 10. That's what can drop in the world loot pool. You're going to be able to use that for probably about 6 months, depending on when you get it. But at least at the start of each season, you'll be able to use that stuff for at least 6 months, if not longer. So that's kind of a guarantee, gives you a good time to get a feel for those. If it's 3 seasons back, so season 9 is technically acquirable, but when we get to season 13, season 9, for example, for right now at least, season 9 weapons would be only acquirable from the gunsmith. For season 13, makes numbers really simple. 13, 12, 11 are all going to be in the world loot pool. Season 10 would only be through the gunsmith. So that's how next season would work for that. They also mentioned the quest weapons, as I said, like Fellwinter's Lie, Whisper of the Worm, Outbreak Perfected, of which all those quests are gone. Those are going to be in the exotic kiosk, so if you do want to get those, you're going to have a place to acquire those. Good things. Finally, we get down to quality and quantity. And this is just a thing when it comes to the size of their team. If you pick up any gun in Destiny, it has a unique feel. They have different audio sounds. They have different reload animations. They have different, obviously, looks, designs, feels. All the shaders apply to them in certain ways. All of that's done, and the guns in Destiny are what make Destiny truly what it is. That being said, you can't just throw crap at the screen and hope stuff sticks. They do want to make sure each weapon that comes out is curated, goes through a process, and is handled properly. Fits an archetype, fits a reload, like weapon style. All of those things take time, and they're working on building up the rewards team by adding more people in there. That being said, brand new person is not going to be a perfect Destiny gun maker when they start, so it's going to take them a little while to get there. But they are going to work on building out the rewards team so they can continue to do that going forward. The last line kind of pretty well covers it. This isn't going to be a change that the community feels next week, but it does put our best foot forward as we step towards the Witch Queen and Lightfall. So building up the rewards team now is going to help them let those big expansions and like the big annual expansions come out with a better foot forward, they say, hopefully with a lot more weapons and stuff to chase. Now, they say preheating the oven. This is kind of a piece, excuse me, and I'm going to get to this final piece here in just a sec. They talk about stuff coming up in the future. First, I just want to go through this list. Transmog, which I'll show you guys down below in just a second, is coming in Season 14. So Season 13 is in February. If you go February, March, April, May, probably, if I can do math. So somewhere in May, potentially, we'd be looking at Season 14, and that's also potentially when we're going to get Transmog. More details to come, but for Transmog, that is how you manage your gear, your shaders, stuff like that. So you have stuff equipped, your gear is going to be equipped on you for stats in that piece. But if you want to change how you look, it's finally going to be separate. You don't have to equip an ornament to a specific piece of armor. All you're going to do is changing your look in one place and your gear equipped for stats and mods and stuff in another. So that'll simplify that process, and also looks like you can apply the shaders that you want, the ornaments that you want, all of those pieces. And then again, you can come down here, you see all the shader management. So I've got the ornament applied to this one, and I can picture the shader that I want applied to it as well. So Transmog is coming, allows you to customize your look, which is one thing a lot of people want. And they did say Transmog is going to be based off your collection, so you don't have to worry if you have the piece of armor. If you've ever had it and even dismantled it, you're still probably going to be able to use it as Transmog to change your look. DDoS protection is coming to Destiny 2 players on all consoles in Season 13, so next season, which is hopefully going to be a really good thing for PvP. Consoles, it's easier. PC doesn't seem like it's listed there. It says all consoles, but consoles doesn't say PC. So again, that may be a thing they're working on with Steam. The Vault Raid returns. This is sometime in year 4. So again, much more vague. I'm still betting that that's going to be Season 14 because that's usually the lightest season. We'll see if that comes true. Crossplay is coming in 2021. Not in January. Keep this in mind. They said crossplay was coming with Witch Queen, which is likely to be the annual expansion, be it September, October, November, sometime towards the end of the year. That's likely when we'll see crossplay. We do get 2 new strikes next season, though. So in February, when we get to Season 13, we get the Fallen Saber and Devil's Lair. They're coming to Destiny 2. They were in Destiny 1 previously. Those are Cosmodrome strikes, so we're going to fill out that destination a little bit more. And they also said the Legendary and Master Lost Sectors, which you guys have seen plenty of videos on from me recently. I'm working through the Masters as well, getting some practice on those. Those will be expanded to include the Moon Lost Sectors, so we'll have potentially 4 more Lost Sectors for that Legendary and Master rotation. There's also going to be 3 new armor pieces to chase, so wherever they put those in, you might be chasing the certain Lost Sectors that have those. All cool stuff. Honestly, all of this is very positive. The final piece that I do want to mention is they said the armor is something they're actually looking at. And they go into basically saying the personality of armor comes from mods right now. So gaining a new piece of armor often means just trying to find a piece of armor that replicates the stat allocation you already have on a piece in your vault. Basically, you need a set of armor every year. So if I get a set of armor in Beyond Light that has the stat rolls I want and anything like that, I don't need one for the next 3 seasons because it doesn't matter. Then when I finally get to the new expansion, maybe I need a new piece there. But generally, armor doesn't have much more than mod slots and stats. And they're working on, they really can't delve too much into that right now, but they're working on ways to make armor matter. And I don't know what they mean by that because there's a lot of things. You could do set bonuses. You could do a whole bunch of different things to armor. As it seems kind of empty right now, anything would be good. So I'm very curious to follow this, piece of armor changes. And we don't know much, but the fact that armor is going to change is something I've been asking for, especially on the podcast that we do, for a long time. So hopefully this actually holds true. But again, set bonuses would be an easy one. Hey, you get the Vanguard armor set, which also probably means you need a bigger vault space, but Vanguard armor set, you do more damage in strikes, or you're more resistant in strikes, or just some variety in there. I would love to see pieces of armor that have 12 energy, like Raid armor, or Grandmaster Nightfall armor drops, or Dungeon armor, and you have 12 energy to spend on mods as opposed to 10. Some way to make that stuff unique is what I'm going for. And just the fact that they mention it as opposed to just, every year you get your new stat location, good, I'm good to go. I don't need anything else. It needs to have more, and I'm just glad they acknowledged it. Just don't hold your breath. It's probably going to be a while till we get to see anything on that. That might be like Armor 3.0 for Witch Queen. Cross our fingers and hope, but we'll just have to see. But that is mostly what we've got here. The other piece that happened today, we do have the patch that dropped today. And the big thing is the next gen update. Just wanted to let you guys know that is out there. So Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, Series S, all of those are going to have their updates for 4K, 60 frames per second on the top consoles. You've got the field of view slider on consoles, faster load times, cross-gen. So PS4 and PS5 play together, Xbox Series and Xbox One, all those consoles will play together. And again, you've got your free upgrade path. You just got to go probably initiate your download. So that comes today. There's also a lot of patch notes, nothing too major, but as I said, the Prophecy Dungeon is back in the game as well. So I will be working on that one. We had a lot of weapon sunsetting, so your mountaintops and other things are no longer in the game, especially even the bow that I was using for a couple pieces. But Prophecy is back. It's another pinnacle grind, and if you didn't, do your solo prophecy or whatever you did before, you're able to do that now. So there's a lot of patch changes in here, a lot of bug fixes and little things. You guys can read through all this, but the big one for me, Prophecy is once again back. So I'm excited about that one. Very, very excited to go play Prophecy again. Always a fun thing to do. Love the solo stuff and digging the Master and Legendary Lost Sectors. I've done 2 Masters now. I'll work on getting those guides out as they come back in rotation. Prophecy, though, I'll work on that one as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I know this is kind of a long-winded one, but the big stuff is there's hope for the future. And if they can release an expansion and we're not even a month, we're basically 4 weeks out from when it dropped, and they can say the reward loot pool is too small, that's pretty quick acknowledgement. And the fact that they want to promise to make each expansion bigger, seasons more rewarding, this is all positive. So again, there can be ups and downs. You may be loving Beyond Light. You may be like, getting a little bored of it. It's up to you. Cyberpunk comes out in literally like 36 hours. So for some people, you're going to be doing other stuff anyway. But either way, Destiny is not going anywhere. And again, the direction that they've got behind it, it sounds like, is taking things in a very positive place. So that's all I've got for now. If you guys enjoyed this one, you can find me streaming on Twitch, which I'll be streaming Destiny and Cyberpunk and who knows what I'll be playing there. You can find me on Twitter doing who knows what, and right here on YouTube. If you are new to the channel and you enjoyed the video, drop a like below, leave a comment if you have questions, thoughts about anything I just said, or the patch notes in case I missed anything drastic. And also, if you are new, hit that subscribe button and alert bell, and hopefully my new videos make it to you. So thank you guys very much. I'll see you guys very soon. Enjoy, hopefully Prophecy, because I'm probably going to jump in there today. See you guys later.